Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fluent Stories, where learning English is always an adventure. Today, we're diving into a story that's not just about words, but about wisdom, financial wisdom, that can change your life. It's a tale about 5 crucial money lessons that, surprisingly, you probably never learned in school. These lessons are the secret ingredients to building real financial success. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get started on this enlightening journey. Our story begins in a bustling town, full of energy and ambition. Here, we meet a young man named Sam. He's 27 years old, bright and hardworking. For the past 5 years, ever since graduating, he's been pouring his heart and soul into his job. He wakes up early, stays late, and always gives his best. Yet, despite all his effort, Sam feels like he's running on a treadmill. He's working hard, but he's not getting anywhere. He looks at his bank account and feels a sense of frustration. He's making a decent salary, but he just can't seem to get ahead. This feeling of being stuck, of watching his dreams of financial freedom slip away, was weighing heavily on him. Does that feeling sound familiar to any of you? It's a common struggle, but one that has a solution, as Sam is about to discover. One sunny afternoon, feeling particularly disheartened, Sam decided to take a long walk to clear his head. He wandered through the streets of his town, his thoughts a jumble of bills, rent, and worries about the future. His walk led him to a quiet, elegant neighborhood he hadn't explored before. He found himself standing before a grand mansion, surrounded by a magnificent garden. The gates were open, and the garden looked so peaceful and inviting that Sam, on an impulse, decided to step inside. The garden was a masterpiece of nature and design, with vibrant flowers, ancient trees, and the gentle sound of a fountain bubbling in the distance. It was a world away from the noise and stress of his daily life. As Sam was admiring a bed of colorful roses, a calm voice startled him. "They're beautiful, aren't they?" He turned to see an older gentleman, dressed in simple but elegant clothes, tending to the flowers with a gentle hand. This was Mr. Hayes, the owner of the mansion. Despite his immense wealth, Mr. Hayes was a humble and approachable man, with a kind smile and eyes that sparkled with wisdom. Seeing the troubled look on Sam's face, Mr. Hayes asked, "You seem to have a lot on your mind, young man. Is everything all right?" Sam was hesitant at first, but there was something so genuine and caring about Mr. Hayes that he found himself opening up. Sam poured out his frustrations. He explained how he had worked diligently for 5 years, how he wasn't a reckless spender, and yet financial security felt like a distant dream. "I feel like I'm doing everything right," Sam confessed, "but I'm just not making any progress. It's like I'm missing a piece of the puzzle." Mr. Hayes listened patiently, nodding in understanding. When Sam finished, Mr. Hayes smiled warmly and said, "I understand completely, Sam. Many people face this challenge. The rules of money are simple, but they are rarely taught. If you have a moment, I would be happy to share 5 lessons that have guided me throughout my life." Sam's eyes lit up with hope. He eagerly agreed, sensing that this was a turning point. Mr. Hayes led Sam to a comfortable bench overlooking the garden. "The first lesson," he began, "is the absolute foundation of all wealth. You must always spend less than you earn." He explained that it doesn't matter how much money you make. If your expenses are just as high, you will never build wealth. He called saving not just a good habit, but a non-negotiable rule. "Think of it like building a house," Mr. Hayes said. "You can't start with the roof. You need a solid foundation. Your savings are that foundation. Every dollar you save is a brick in your future financial fortress. Sam realized that while he wasn't extravagant, he also wasn't consciously and consistently putting money aside. It was a simple shift in mindset, but a powerful one. Now for the second lesson, Mr. Hayes continued, his tone becoming a bit more serious. Build an emergency fund. He explained that life is full of unexpected twists and turns. A sudden car repair, a medical bill, or losing a job can happen to anyone. Without a safety net, he warned, a small crisis can turn into a financial disaster. Forcing you into debt, he advised Sam to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses in a separate, easily accessible account. This fund is your financial firefighter, he said. It's there to put out the small fires before they burn down your entire house. It gives you peace of mind and the freedom to make choices without being driven by desperation. The third lesson, Mr. Hayes said, his eyes twinkling, is perhaps the most important investment you will ever make. Invest in yourself. He explained that your greatest asset is your ability to earn money. By constantly learning new skills, reading books, and gaining knowledge, you increase your value. Your current job is just one path, he advised. Think about what skills are in high demand. Can you learn coding, digital marketing, a new language? The more you learn, the more you can earn. Your knowledge is a treasure that no one can ever take away from you. Sam thought about his own career. He had become comfortable, but he hadn't actively tried to learn new skills outside of his immediate job requirements. This lesson ignited a new sense of purpose within him. This brings us to the fourth lesson, Mr. Hayes said, building on the previous point. Use your new skills to actively increase your income. He stressed that relying on a single salary is risky in today's world. Once you have invested in yourself, he explained, don't just sit on that knowledge. Look for opportunities. Can you ask for a promotion, find a higher paying job, or perhaps start a small business or a side hustle on the weekends? He encouraged Sam to think like an entrepreneur, to see problems as opportunities. Creating more income streams is like adding more lanes to your financial highway, he said. It allows you to reach your destination much faster and provides security if one lane gets blocked. Sam started to see his future not as a single track, but as a network of possibilities. Finally, Mr. Hayes shared his fifth and final lesson: create passive income. He gestured towards his beautiful mansion and garden. This wasn't built from my salary alone, he revealed. It was built because my money started working for me, instead of me always working for my money. He explained the concept of passive income, earnings from investments like rental properties, stocks, or a business that doesn't require your daily, active involvement. You take the savings from Lesson 1, protected by the emergency fund from Lesson 2, and fueled by the increased income from Lesson 4, and you plant them in investments that grow over time. This is how you achieve true financial freedom. Your money works for you 24/7, even while you sleep. Sam sat in silence for a moment, absorbing the profound simplicity of these 5 lessons. It was like a fog had lifted from his mind. He finally understood the missing pieces of the puzzle. Building wealth wasn't a matter of luck or a high-paying job alone. It was a strategy. It required discipline, continuous learning, and a forward-thinking mindset. He thanked Mr. Hayes from the bottom of his heart, feeling a renewed sense of hope and a clear direction for his future. He left the garden that day a changed man, ready to apply these lessons and build his own financial fortress, brick by brick. And so, through Sam's story, we not only followed his journey, but have also learned some incredibly valuable lessons about managing our finances. Let's quickly recap them. Spend less than you earn. Build an emergency fund. Invest in yourself. Increase your income and create passive income. But that's not all we've learned. Think about all the new English words and phrases you heard today. Bustling town, running on a treadmill, disheartened, magnificent garden, approachable man, financial fortress, and passive income. This story shows us that learning can be both fun and incredibly useful. By listening to stories, you can improve your English while gaining wisdom that can help you in real life. Remember, the key is to practice regularly. Thank you so much for joining us on Fluent Stories today. I hope Sam's encounter with Mr. Hayes has inspired you as much as it has inspired me. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. If you enjoyed this story and found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories that will help you master English and enrich your life. We'll see you in the next video.